Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is D Revolution. Please like and smash the notification button. I'm gonna be giving you some insight, some advice on how to release your self-published book and how to tell the story. If you want to know how to tell the story, this is the channel you need to be on. Please subscribe. So I'm gonna tell you guys a quick story before I get into what this video about. So I probably back in maybe 2001, 2002. I the idea of writing a book was a crazy idea, but in my mind, I wanted to do it. I wanted to write a book. I wanted to write about my life uh, in Chicago, and so after pondering this idea for a while, let me back up. At the time, I was doing poetry. I was performing poetry all over the city, and I was meeting other poets. Where a lot of those other poets were writers themselves. Not only writing poetry, but they were like writing. Some was editing papers, someone was writing books. So a poet said to me, probably around that time, I was just kind of talking about, yeah, I want to bring out a book or whatever, and she had just brought out her book. She says to me, she said, hey, D-Rab, why don't you just write it? Just write it. Don't worry about punctuations. Don't worry about spelling or editing. Just write it. And I kind of brushed out like, yeah, okay. I hear you. But that thought never left my mind. So fast forward to a few years later, um, I was vending at this event. A guy next to me was a vendor, but he was a vendor selling his books. And until this day, I mean, his book had to be this thin, for real. But he was out there selling it, and I was set up next to him, and I said to him that jokingly, I said, "Oh man, I'm jealous. I'm trying to get my book down out here. I like what you're doing." He says to me, "Just do it. It's easier than you think. Just do it. Just do it." Sound like the first set of advice that I was given. So fast forward to 3, 4 more years, another friend of mine released a book. Uh, and I said the same thing. I was like, "Oh, I'm jealous. I'm jealous. I'm jealous." You know what I'm saying? And she didn't give me the same advice. I think we just joked around. But what I learned when I heard myself say that is that what, the book is never gonna get written unless I write it. Period. I mean, it's simple cause and effect, a simple some semantics on it. It's not your book is not gonna write itself. You have to actually sit down and do it. Now, another problem that we run into is that we'll make up things like, as soon as my daughter graduate, I'm gonna have time to write this book. I'm gonna sit down and write it, but right now I'm just too involved in her graduation, her prom, her homecoming. It's just too many things to do. That's a lie. That's a lie that we tell ourselves. And after your daughter graduate, you know what's gonna happen? You're gonna say, "Well, I'm gonna write it after I see if I get this job. Let me. I'm trying to find another job right now, You know, once I land another job, I see what my schedule is, and I'm gonna find time to write it. You get the job, then you say, well, you know what? I'm trying to move right now. Uh, when I get in my new place, I'm gonna have an office just to write my books, and this goes on and on and on for years and years and years. Life is life. Life is life, and you have to. And this is what I had to do. You have to make writing your book a part of what's going on in your life. You know, I understand sometimes. I mean, you know, the only thing that I would agree that can stop you from writing if you got some emotional things going on and you can't concentrate on your writing. That does happen. But as far as sitting down and writing your book, you have to make that a life choice to do that. No matter what. Even if you wrote a paragraph a day, you worked on it, you know what I'm saying? Write it, or chill out for a week and come back and write some more. I mean, that may take 2 or 3 years to write your book, but when you get to the end, you're gonna be glad you did it. Remember, completion is the best gift to give yourself. If you start it, you must finish it, and don't focus on the time or how long it takes. Just do it, because you know what? You're always gonna regret that you didn't do it, and nobody's ever going to know your story or whatever story you're trying to tell. So I'm D Revolution. I need you to like and subscribe to my page. Smash that notification bell. Um, Love you guys. Uh, check me out. Check me out.